Greetings. I am at the Union Station in Denver, Colorado, waiting on the California Zephyr. Let me actually walk over here towards this sign. I'm not going to do a real long one. This is the wrap-up of my, I'm waiting on the California Zephyr. You can see it's supposed to start in San Francisco, California, but apparently somewhere between here and Salt Lake City, there's still 11 feet of snow. So it started in Salt Lake City today, and it's still 5 minutes or 15 minutes late getting here. So the lady here at the counter just told me to wait about 10 minutes to go out and then go to track 4. And it's about 50 degrees outside, but it's very cold, a cold 50 degrees. I am in the Denver Union Station. This is going to be a little segment to start my trip to Chicago and also wrap up my trip to my house sit in Denver. I have a walk and talk I'm going to add this to. So this will be the end of one video and the beginning of another. I have about a 19-hour train ride to get to Chicago tonight, or tomorrow, actually, overnight. I think I get there about 3 o'clock tomorrow. And I realized on the last one, as I got the train videos ready, and they should be up by the time you see this, but apparently they have sniffing dogs for Amtrak. Anyway, by the time you see this, they should be up, but I realized that the volume was kind of low. In fact, let me make sure my volume is up all the way.
Give them about 10 minutes to detrain the folks that are on the train, okay? We don't want to cluster, you know what, so we let those folks detrain first. Also, we're going to be here another 25 minutes, and we're going to do a lot of maintenance. That's proper protocol. You have to refuel, more food, all that stuff. So once you claim your seat, you can get back off the train if you want, but I recommend stay on the train. It'll be about another 20 to 25 minutes before we leave.
This is the California Zephyr arriving from Salt Lake City. They started there because of the heavy snow in California. Apparently one light is out at the back, so they'll probably fix that before we take off. If you heard the conductor, he said we would be 25 minutes once we board before we actually depart. You can see I'm standing out on track 4, and it's not terribly cold, but it's definitely not warm either. There's a lot of development here around Union Station, Chicago. I think that says Sunday Vinyl, location H, track 4. They were rocket scientists when they named these tracks, or maybe there used to be more. See, that's 1 and 2 over there. Then I guess where I'm standing is 3. Then you got 4 and 5, and then over there is 7. So there's no 6 or 3. Oh, they're going to D-train up there, I guess, and then they're going to let us walk up and get on it. That's enough for right now. Good morning. I don't know what this body of water is, but we are... Oh, look at that. I bet that's a plastic. It looks like a bald eagle, but I don't think it's live. Might be this close to water, who knows. But anyway, we're rolling into Ottumwa, Iowa. This will be the first fresh air break that I have taken. I'll speak to you a little bit more once I get off the train. Actually, I slept fairly well last night, considering we were rocking and rolling. I'm in the very last seat of the very last car, so you can see out the back window there. I could show you where I've been, but you wouldn't know any more about it than I do. I did decide to get up and walk one seat back to the back. You see they got it blocked off with bars. I guess they don't want anybody jumping out the back of the train. In fact, the last one I was on, the crew was using the last several seats, and I found out why. They're rather comfortable. They tend to recline a little bit further, and there's nobody behind you. So you got all this room behind you. Then you got all the room there. I'm at the back of the last car of this train, getting ready to get off here. I guess this is a big step. They have a stool here for us. Here we go. Good thing it's not raining. This cover wouldn't be much good since there is no cover here. It was snowing in Nevada. No, I'm sorry, where was I? Nebraska. When I woke up. Kind of a flurry. Yep, like I said, very last car, very last seat on this long train. I'll walk up some and see if I can get... I didn't know Amish people actually smoke, but they're all pulling out cigarettes. Okay, that building says 226 West Main. Like I said, this is Ottumwa, Iowa. No idea what it's known for.
I'm just down half. You have someone picking you up?
Yeah.
I don't know if they're rebuilding this or if it's just falling apart. Well, there's a whole bunch of people heading this. Okay, here's the snack bar attendant. I guess he can get out the window here. Yeah, upstairs is the lounge area, which is what they call the observation car. Here we go, Ottumwa, Ottumwa, Iowa. And there's an old Burlington route train. That looks like the coal part of the engine. I know I saw one of those in Burlington, Iowa. Look at this little puppy. It's going to go with us, I guess. Little toy poodle, maybe. Yeah, we're picking up a lot of people here, so I think I'll go back to my seat. It's not much of a fresh air break when everybody's smoking. This is my little area of the train. I don't think anybody's in this seat, so I'll show you what I saw walking up. We're at the water purification plant for Ottumwa, Iowa. I'm hoping you can hear me better on this new microphone. The video from the Arsenal Wildlife Refuge hadn't gone up yet, but I lost the wind cover. So I pulled a new clip-on microphone out of the box, and it sounded a lot louder in the next video. I've previewed it, but it hasn't gone live yet. And we have arrived back to Burlington, Iowa. This will be the last stop in Iowa. They said we will be stopping twice here. Once to let the sleeper car people off, and the second to let the coach people off. I guess it's a very small platform. But there's that steam locomotive again in the water tower and the coal car. This is where I saw Burlington route, but they had another coal car like that and probably another engine at that other stop. Must be big in Iowa. So we'll be crossing the Mississippi River in just a few minutes, and I'll be back to film that. You saw a lot of this town on my westbound trip. I'm actually going back in the same trains I came out on. Another reason for the delay here might be because that railroad trestle is up. It looks like there's a tugboat pushing a barge under it. I guess we have to wait for that to come back down before we can cross. If you remember in my Outbound series, I said it looked like it could be a bridge that went up and down, and sure enough, it's up when we get here today. It doesn't appear that these covered walkways are a high priority for Amtrak. Although this one still has the cover, it doesn't look like it's in the best state of repair. This one looks like it's concrete, so I guess it would probably keep you dry if it was raining. And that must be the station over there. They just announced we are leaving Burlington, Iowa, about to cross the Mississippi River, and the next stop in 45 minutes will be Galesburg, Illinois. I'll try to get you some good footage of the river. I think this was the same side I was filming out of coming across, except I was on the other side of the train because we were going west.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, leaving Burlington, Iowa. Next scheduled station stop, a little under an hour from now, will be Galesburg. Galesburg, next scheduled station stop.
Not sure why they did that announcement twice, but I'm glad they did. I got it on video. You can see these blue lights at the top of the train car. That's what they put on so we could sleep. They were white before quiet hours. I guess they forgot to change them back. We must be going slow because that bridge hadn't come all the way down yet. There's that Dairy Queen I saw on the way out. Can you see it behind that tree with all the greenery on it, even though it might be an evergreen, but it's a sick one if it is. We went all of about 100 feet and then stopped. I don't know why they didn't just stay in the station. I could see the bridge was up from the back of the train. I'm sure the engineer could see it from the front, but I guess they got to follow their orders. This isn't, oh, now we're moving again very slowly. I can't see. Oh, well, there's a freight train going by on the left. Maybe they have right of way. I've had my laptop open because I've been making some thumbnails for 2 videos that I've already, and there's my drink and Amtrak box over there, and there's the little, what do you call them, reader glasses holder that one of my house sit people brought me back from Spain. Very first house sit. Oh, look at that neat house up on the hill with that big kind of circular deck. I guess that's high enough the Mississippi will never flood that high, but you got a decent view of it. Oh, now we got a freight train coming in.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike from the Snack Bar. Ladies and gentlemen, the Snack Bar is open and serving. Snack Bar is located to the train in our sightseeing lounge car on the lower level. That's the car directly in front of the coach cars in the direction of our travel. If you're traveling in the sleeping car accommodations, it's to the rear of your travel. Come to the sightseeing lounge car, so to that car, then down the stairs, you will find our snack bar. I have fresh hot coffee, ice cold beer, wine, cocktails, a variety of sodas, sandwiches, chips, cakes, and pastries. Ladies and gentlemen, Amtrak accepts cash. All major credit cards and debit cards, including Apple Pay and Google Pay for your purchases. Anytime you get up from your seat, your shoes must be worn. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Snack Bar is open and serving. Thank you.
The bridge is back down now. I don't see the freight in front of us, so it probably went down the other track that goes south along the river. You just heard the announcement for the snack car. Those guys probably live off a tip, so he's announcing it after every single stop. Right at the end of quiet hours at 7 a.m. they were on that PA announcing the snack car and the dining car. March 1st was the reinstatement of coach passengers being allowed to use the dining car. I didn't know what the prices were, but somebody in a Amtrak, I think that's the train that the freight might have gone down, because I don't see it crossing the bridge ahead of us. I could see the front of our train as it turned, but this is the mighty Mississippi, so I'm now heading back into the eastern half of the United States. looking to the south, same view as I had before. There's some people to the north of me on the other side of the train, so I'll try not to shoot over them to show you the suspension bridge and all. Yeah, here we are on that part of the bridge that was raised. I don't see the tug. It must have been going north. Oh no, there it is down there. Oh, it's pretty fast. I didn't see any tugs when we came in. You can see it's bright and sunny as we go from Iowa to Illinois. And this is a rather old bridge. Let me see if I can get over him. He's kind of leaned over. There's the suspension bridge to the north. That's a road bridge. And of course, that's the front of the car. You can see I'm all the way at the back. And this car's about 50-60% capacity, so I got 2 seats to use. I've been very fortunate most of the trips and had 2 seats to use. Now it looks like I'm in Illinois, and this part is very kind of swampy. I remember that. Well, it looks like the river continues over here for a while. I don't know. Maybe a tributary coming in. Anyway, welcome to Illinois. I'll check in from Chicago, if not before. Here's a clip as we roll across Illinois. I was going to say it's mostly cornfields, and then of course by the time I get the camera set up, we get into a little village here. I bet before I finish, in the next 30 seconds, we'll be back to cornfields. Let's see if I'm right. Well, there's a cemetery, so maybe a little bit further. It still hadn't been 30 seconds though. And oh, we got some woods. I think that's the first forested area I've seen. Yep, here we go. Cornfields. That's what I've mostly been seeing in Illinois, so I'm going to put this away and go back to reading my book about deep work, which is kind of a lot of the purpose of my monk mode for the last almost 2 months. Anyway, yeah, you're seeing the scenery's getting a little bit varied here, but there's more cornfields and some barns and some silos. So it's pretty flat, pretty agricultural. It'd probably be prettier in the spring or the summer. Anyway, that's it for now. I'll check in from Union Station and maybe the metro ride up to the AirBnb. I'm definitely looking forward to a personal size deep dish Chicago pepperoni pizza. More on that later. Bye-bye. Good afternoon from a Chicago suburb. I'm going to spin around here in just a minute and I'll show you the suburbs municipal building. I do think it's very nice. The mailman was just behind me, but he's crossing the street. I think he thought I was the tenant. Hopefully you can hear me all right. I didn't do a sounder light check. The wind is strong again. I am in the Windy City, but looky here, it's Officer Barry Shallon Memorial Park for the village of Morton Grove. That most likely means he was killed in the line of duty, which is always sad. And Chicago had an officer killed just this past week. I'm going to flip this on so I can use both hands on the camera. I mean, switch them back and forth. Unfortunately, the brother of the young man that runs the Airbnb with his mother and the son of the mother is a Chicago PD officer. I asked him when I arrived if they happened to know, or if their son knew the officer that was killed. They said he did not, so that is I guess a blessing in disguise. It's unfortunate the man was shot and killed, and he apparently did wound the man who was firing at him, shot him in the head, but he's not dead yet anyway. I guess they'll try to keep him alive so they can put him in a lifetime sentence. We'll see how that goes, but this is the Morton Grove. I'm sure it's the police department and it's the municipal building. I am actually walking to get another pizza before I get on the train. They are on for $3 off is their daily lunch special. The There's been a Morton Grove police car out here every time I've come by. So I'm sure that, and there's a lot of cars parked over there where I showed you earlier, and they have the memorial park for an officer. So odds are very, very good that this is the police. Oh yeah, and there's the sign, Richard T. Flickinger Municipal Center. So I guess that's what we would call City Hall in other parts of the country. I think though some places in Texas and even Virginia, I guess, do have municipal centers that function as City Hall, so I guess it's not that odd. So I am walking back over to, what's the name of the place? P-E-Q-U-O-N, Pequoni's, Pequod's Pizza. Good thing I don't live here, because if I'm eating them this often, I'd be as big as I was when I left Texas. We don't want that. I'm not undoing all the hard work I've done, but with the walking I'm doing to the metro train and back, I think I'm burning off a lot of carbs. I'm coming up to a school, so I'll probably pause until I get closer to the restaurant, and then I'll rejoin you. It's a pretty day here in Chicago, or Chicago suburbs. I'll be catching the Metro shortly to Chicago downtown Union Station, and then I may have time to catch the LA Fitness hot tub when I'm down there. Goodbye for now. I'll be right back. I checked the volume when I had the video on pause and it stopped it, so I'll have to splice these, but this will give you a little bit of a view of the village of Morton Grove, Illinois. I am passing their library. Masks are still recommended while in the library. That may be a thing we have to put up with for eternity. And I don't care if you want to wear a mask. And I like the sign recommended. That means I can go in without one if I want to. And if I feel the need for one, like I did on the train when I left here last time, I'm more than welcome to wear one too. Really, you should be welcome to wear one anytime and anywhere you want to. That's just my 2 cents, but I don't feel like you should be mandated to wear one. You know, if the damn things worked, you wearing it would mean that I wouldn't have to. So here's the Morton Grove Public Library. And on that note, let me say, since I have improved my immune system so much by my way of eating, which is discussed on CP59 Fit, the number's 59, FIT for fit, I don't feel the need for all the precautions that people that still have metabolic syndrome and insulin resistance should feel the need for. Of course, I had those just a mere 4 years ago. Now I've gotten myself healthy. But while we're talking about who I am, I'm Chip. This channel is Chilling with Chip. I am at a layover in a Chicago suburb on my, what I call cross-country train trip. It's from Denver to Chicago to the DC area. I will catch another train tonight about 5 p.m. which will take me 24 hours back the same way I came, except hopefully today it will be in the light, and I will see the New River Gorge in the daytime. I will start a new video there. In fact, I'll probably make quite a few videos because it's only about 12:20 now, and I have until 5:50, I think, to catch the train. So the commuter train from here takes about an hour, but it takes you directly into the building at Union Station. So I will, and it seems to run about on the half an hour from here, so like 2:30, 3:30. So I'll get my pizza, which takes a long time to cook these deep dish pizzas, a good 15-20 minutes. And I'm almost to the pizza place. It's a good thing I have been here twice already. Yep, there's the sign. Super Cup and the Quads are to the right. And there's a Bringer Inn, which I always read as Bring Her In, but it doesn't have an H in it. Let's see what, oh, today their specials is tacos. Yesterday, after I got a pizza, I got a Polish sausage sandwich with onions there, and curly fries, of course. I gave the dog a couple of curly fries, and then I ate a couple, but I'm really trying to avoid seed oils. So here's a quick glimpse at the Bringer Inn. Not that there's anything wrong with tacos, but they come in shells and they have lots of vegetables on them. Let's see if we can see the sign. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. They have a special every day, and they have some kind of a gaming thing, which is like a casino. And the Quads Pizzeria is the next one, and their sign says lunch special, which is what I'm going to. At night, the pizzas are $10.95 and $1.95 for toppings. At lunchtime, they are $7.95, I think, and probably still $1.95 for toppings. So I'll save $3 and get the same thing. But you can see how bringer in is spelled, and probably with the accent up here, it sounds like bring her in. And they have bringer fries and all that. So I guess if you want to make your wife happy, then bring her some bringer in stuff. And here's Pequod's. You can tell it's not much. It's not just a little tiny place. They do have some picnic tables out front, and it's on a residential street here in the suburb of Morton Grove. This will be my third pizza from them this month. So that's probably enough to last me for quite some time, but you really do not look. They got a fish for their sign. And of course they do sell a lot of liquor here. Not really my thing. I'll go a little bit past it and see it's right next to a house, and there's just a little sidewalk to the back door, I guess, for staff or trash to come out or something. But that's enough for right now. I'll make a little video when I get the pizza, if they let me. Anyway, I'm looking forward to it. You got to splurge. You know, when they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So I am eating Chicago pizza while I'm in Chicago. I can live without the Chicago hot dogs. They have a lot of vegetables on top. I think I'll turn this off and get a snapshot while I'm here. Thanks. Have a great day. I'll probably walk and talk on the way home. Also, my luggage is stored at the Airbnb. Okay, guys, this is a traditional Chicago deep dish pizza. You may look at it and say it looks burnt. When the first one arrived 2 weeks ago, I thought it was still in the pan, but actually that is just a caramelized crust, and that's something they're famous for. Let me show you this interior. There's a little bar there. There's the waitress, and then just a kind of a small local pizzeria here. I'm about to cut into this, and this will be my last pizza for probably a month, as I generally don't eat this many carbs. She came here very apologetically about 15 minutes ago, saying that they had not started my pizza because this table that was behind me, the gentleman there was also from Virginia and had come in because of the special. He stops here also every trip, but he had the same exact pizza as me, so they thought it was a duplicate. So I still have about 4 hours before my evening train, so no big problem at all. I'm glad she was honest and kept me up to date. I'll see y'all on the way out of here. This will be another very brief, where's that microphone? There we go. Brief clip that I can use for more than one video. You can see the train way down the way, those white lights. It's about 5 minutes late getting here. It should be here now. I am again at the Morton Grove Metro station. That's the local train, commuter train in Chicago. I don't want the sun glaring on the lens, but I'm also not in the lens. So I'm basically finishing up my Airbnb here in the Chicago metro area, Morton Grove, Illinois to be exact. I just had my second pizza for this stay. I got well, you saw it. It's going to be in this video, but it won't be in the next one. That was very good, even though delayed. And I'm getting used to trains being delayed. I have successfully made the walk. I'm here early, even though the train's late, so that's good. I still would have been here on time, so I don't mind 5 minutes, but I have finished up my Airbnb in Chicago, and I am heading to Union Station to catch the Cardinal. That will be, I'll use this as the intro to that also. Maybe turning this way you don't get as much wind. So I will be on that train almost 24 hours going through the New River Gorge, and you will get a lot of pictures or a lot of videos on that. I'm chilling on the Chillin' channel. I'm about 2 or 3 videos ahead of schedule that are already uploaded. I may make one go live right as I get on the train, That would be the train trip out here. This morning I sent the Bison Reserve live, and it's going well. I put this shoestring on my backpack to tie the two sides together, and it worked pretty well getting from the Airbnb to here. Yesterday, see how that was sliding off my shoulder? They kept sliding off as I was trying to haul all my luggage yesterday. This is actually my father's backpack. The one I usually carry doesn't have that issue, but I've seen where some of them have a snap in the middle, so I thought the shoestring would work, but then I almost couldn't get it untied once I got back here today, so I guess I'm going to have to start looping it and just tying it in a bow. But fortunately, I don't have to worry about that anytime soon. Okay, I can hear the train coming now, so I'm going to wrap this up. Maybe turn it around and actually get it coming into the station. Thanks. Be sure, I'm Chip, by the way. This channel is either CP59Fit or Chillin' with Chip, and I'll be back from Union Station.
Milwaukee North train number 2138 to Chicago Union Station is now arriving. Please step behind the yellow line.
They call it Milwaukee North, but as I learned the last time, it goes nowhere near Milwaukee. There's the word I was trying to say, Metro. This one looks like it has about 6 cars, so I'll get on right here.